It's day one and two of the 100K evaluation, and it's been very very wild. Um, because what happened was on the first day I was in a balanced state of mind, and it was on US 30 basically. I saw that. So I was trading this day yesterday. This is covering the 27th. I'll start off with the 27th, and basically on the Thursday, I saw that price broke this level. And when I was looking at the charts, the price was bought up from the beginning of the day. It dropped down and then it revisited the high of the day. So at this point, I was happy um, to sell with a wide stop. So I sold the market with a wide stop, and I was watching it on the 1 minute. I was watching it on the 1 minute. Um, I think my stop maybe was over here. I was watching it on the 1 minute. I probably put my stop around here. I can't remember. I was watching it on the 1 to 5 minutes, and I managed the risk down to $500 in profit. So there was no risk of loss. Then I closed down my computer and I went to the gym. And this trade, the way how I set it up, to run towards the low of the day, would have passed the first stage with one trade because I was risking about initially, I kicked off the risk by about with around 2%, and I was going to let it run. So basically, 1 to 4 to hit around 8%. Then I managed the risk down to $500 in profit with a profit target of 8,000. So when I was at the gym, I was thinking about the trade. Like, if I open my computer and this plays out, that's the first stage done. You know what I mean? So when I opened my computer, the first thing I saw was that I got stopped out. So it's this trade here, the first trade, I got stopped out. But what really pushed me over the edge? So I had at this point I was in profit of $483. But you have to bear in mind, in my head, I knew that there was a possibility of making 8,000 from the way I set up. So when I saw that, I don't know if you can see it. I can't zoom in. Okay, let me just take this off. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's like the way how it played out was my stop was just too tight because this is where my stop was. My stop was right here. My stop was here, and I left the mark. I left the trade when it was here, and I went to the gym, and then the price went up. It just tapped me out, and then it dumped straight down to my profit target, which was down here. So at that point, like I knew that if it wasn't for that slight movement in the market, I would have passed the first stage. So that put me into tilt. So for the rest of the day, let me just see what I was trading. Because I forgot what I done for the rest of the day. But all I know is that for the rest of the day, I was on tilt. I was on tilt. So for the rest of so then afterwards, I went into tilt mode. Like I was really annoyed. And now I've learned that even if you make a profit and miss out, even if you make a profit, like you can easily still go into tilt because my account was positive at this stage. I was up by just under 0.5%. I wasn't happy with that at all because I set things up to entertain the possibility of making the 80% in one trade. So that put me in a really bad state of mind. So afterwards, I was looking at the charts, bearing in mind I was in tilt mode, and I saw it was NAS 100. Then I started trading NAS 100 because the way how it was playing out, like I I was convinced that it was gonna sell off. And so for the rest of the 27th, I was trying to sell the highs, if I remember correctly, on or even the lows maybe. I can actually get up my history actually. So yeah, this is the 20 this is the 27th. So you can see my trades here. Like I was just trying to sell. I was trying to sell the highs basically. I kept on getting stopped out. And what triggered me again was here, like at this point where um I sold, so I sold here, I got stopped out up here. And then what happened was I can't zoom in for some reason on this, but what happened was where is it? Let me just find it. So it's here. So on the 27th, I sold here, I got stopped out here. And then just after, I saw that the market just collapsed. And this really was annoying me because this is like the second time, like I was trying to get into a trade and I've just been very close and before, and taken out before it played out. So then I just continued on tilt mode. Like I was still trying to chase the NAS 100 sell. I was just selling, 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 and getting stopped out. And today, I managed to make a bit of profit on NAS 100. But then, so what happened was I got it's kind of crazy because my account during the time I was on tilt, during the time that I was on tilt, my minimum account equity, it went down to 91,000. So that's where the tilt put me. Tilt put me, or I put myself on a minimum floating equity of 91,000 and I had a minimum locked in balance. I think that was today, or I think it may well have been today. I had a minimum account equity of a minimum balance of 92,000, and that's down to tilt. So I think it was today I went down to 92,000 if I remember correctly. But um, what happened is that today when I was on 92,000, I made a bit of profit to like push it up to around 93,000 if I remember correctly. So let me just get it up here. So there was a profit that I made. I think it was this one. This is the profit that I made to get it to around 93,000 from 92,000. And then I done something a bit different because normally like I'm so impatient with trading that when I know, when I well, not know, but when I'm pretty sure something's gonna happen, I'm too. Wait, this one's coming. Plug in my. Plug this in. Yeah, so basically, when it comes to trading, I can be so impatient with trading that if I know, not know, but if I have a strong hunch that something is going to happen, I'm so impatient for the trade to come that I wouldn't consider what I know what I'm pretty sure is going to happen. And by that, what I mean is normally, say if it's like 12 o'clock and I'm looking for a sell, like I know that around 12 o'clock, London time, midday, it's unlikely for the big move to happen before 1:30, going to around 3, 4 p.m. It's unlikely the big move is going to happen. But today, when I got up to around 93,000, I closed that position and I was like, because what happened was the price, let me just take this down a bit. So this is on US 100. So it was around here. I knew it was like 1 o'clock. So I was actually looking at around 12:40. So around here, I was convinced that because of the time of the day, it's unlikely the big drop was going to happen at that point. So I bought I bought the market. So I risked around 2%, bought the market up here, made around 1.7%. So that put me at 95,000. And then what I done was because the reason why I targeted this level because I had an idea. this is the basic understanding that the market was going to run up above this level at least, just to hit the stops, you know what I mean, and then drop. So I bought it up to here, had the take profit here, and then what I done was I just doubled the range. I doubled the range of the entire day. So I got this range from here to here basically. So I just wait, let me just and this the reason why I'm going through this is because at this point, like I was regaining my mind. Although my balance was 93,000, things started to play out when I started to get my mind together. Although I did take a large amount of risk, it was a calculated risk and um it was based on sound thinking. You see what I mean? Because let me just get the range. So my stop was the range, the entire range of the day up to this point, which was around here. So I got stopped at around here. My range was around here. So at this point, I risked 5%. So I had 5%. So when it came out to here, I had 95,000. And as I said, with these challenges, I take a large amount of risk to hit the targets. I risked the entire 5% on my stop loss, and that's double, the range of the day. So the reason why I'm comfortable taking that risk is because I've identified that this is a falling market, from my analysis. And in my head, it's unlikely for the in a falling market for the market to make counter trend move in double the entire day's range, around, 12 midday, if there's been a reasonable amount of price movement. So that's just how I think, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm comfortable to risk an entire 5% with this kind of stop loss. Um, and then I targeted 13,000. You know what I mean? I target 13,000 because it's 8,000 for the profit target on funding pips, and I was in drawdown of 5,000 at this point. So I targeted 13,000 and it played out. So looking over my performance, it's like I have a serious problem with going on tilt. Like, this is why I'm reading the book. Um, this is why I'm reading the book, Best Lose or Win. So I'm trying to deal with this issue that I have because even though on the first day I was up 0.5%, I wasn't happy with that at all because in my head, it's like I was looking for 8,000. In my head, I wanted to pass in one day. And it's because I feel like I can pass in one day. And when I saw, and the thing about it on the 27th, when I made that trade to pass in one day, I done it in a very calculated way because I didn't go into drawdown of more than 2% to have the opportunity or the possibility of making that 8,000 to pass in one day. So it wasn't just mindless, reckless trading. Um, but when that didn't play out, I went into full tilt mode, and it's a problem. Like, and I'm sure a lot of you guys deal with tilt as well. It's a really tricky one. It's a really tricky one because it's like at the end of the day, someone can easily say, but you're up 0.5%, you haven't made a loss for the day. But for me, I can't appreciate it. And it's something I know I need to work on. So, um, for the second stage, what I want to do is start using pending orders and closing them at around 9 o'clock at the end of the day. And the reason why I want to do that is because I notice when I stay at the computer too long, it's like more likely I'm going to start to do things I shouldn't. So what I'm going to be doing, just like I've done with this US 100 trade, I'm going to be looking for points in the market where I would say stop losses would be, because it would be logical to put your stop loss. If you're down here, it would be logical to put your stop loss above these highs. Like, it would make sense. So that's basically where I'm going to put my entries. You see what I mean? Pending orders, fixed amount of risk. So what I'll do is I'll double the range of the day and take that approach. But on the second stage, I won't be taking a high amount of risk because it doesn't make much sense because it's only 4%. So I'll be taking that approach and working on my tilt because on my records it's just two fails. There's just no progress in terms of yes, I passed. Well, I need to just do the I'll do a macro trade for one more day to get the 3 days, but I passed the first stage. And to be sincere with you, although I drove the account down to 92,000, balance down to 92,000, I'm happy with how I ended it because I knew I was planning to take a high level of risk. But I'm happy that I actually listened to myself in the sense of, when I was down here, I was selling the market down here instead of being so eager for the big move down here and holding. I knew that the time of day was wrong. So I closed the trade. I start to bought the market. I identified where the market is likely to go to, which is just above these highs. Even if it went further, I'd have been happy to have been in at this level. I didn't take a reckless stop loss. I took a wide stop loss to allow for margin of error, risking 5%. I know it's a lot of risk, um, but I was comfortable doing that for my analysis. And and I held the trade. I held the trade until I hit 13,000. So although I'm not happy with the way how I went on till, which put the account down to such a low amount, and that's what I need to work on. But it was a good performance in terms of the analysis, the execution on the final stage. So what I've done today to get to the 8% because I was always planning to take higher level of risk in the first stage. So for the second stage, what I need to do is I need to work on my tilt and and I want to make these videos to give people like who struggle with tilt like because I know at the moment I'm not setting a good example, but I want to show people that it can be brought under control because I am a serious when it comes to tilt, like I have a serious problem. Like if I have an account, it's easy, like it's normal for me to blow the account in one day because of taking high size, large amount of size with a tight stop. Even if I have a trading plan, I'll start guessing on day one, not day two or three, day one. So if I can overcome tilt, anybody in the world can overcome tilt because how I don't know what kind of tilt can be more severe than when a person can't execute just one trade on an account to the plan. Just one trade. They can't do it to the plan. Then that's me. So if I can overcome tilt, which I want to do on this channel, hopefully it would encourage everyone else too as well, that to be as some encouragement. So yeah, I'll be uploading updates on stage two um soon. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.